Hello, Morris, Miss Baig here, and welcome to your first science lesson for this week. Today is Monday, the 18th of January, 2021, and we are going to be focusing on human needs. Human needs in this science lesson. So get ready. You don't need anything to write on or write with, so don't worry about grabbing any pieces of paper, and let's begin. Okie dokie. Talk to your teddy. Can astronauts take food into space? Talk to your teddy. Okay, we got some really good answers there. We got some people saying yes, some people saying no. Let's find out. This is what NASA say. Okay, imagine you are going camping for more than a week with lots of your friends. You would need to make sure you have plenty of food and the equipment to cook and eat with it. The food would have to be stored properly and be non-perishable to avoid spoilage. That means the food would have to so the non-perishable means something that is not spoiled easily. After finishing your meal or at the end of your camping trip, you would then pack away all of your gear and dispose of your rubbish properly just before the journey home. Well, it's a bit like this for astronauts. There is an oven provided in the ISS, which is the International Space Station, to heat foods to the correct temperature. But there are no refrigerators in space, so space food must be stored and prepared properly to avoid spoilage, especially on longer missions. But you might be thinking, why does the food have to be heated to the correct temperature? Well, think about it like this. If you have a cooked meal, okay, and you leave it out on your counter, for example, let's just say steak and mash. If you leave it out on the counter, so live bacteria starts forming on top of your food. When you heat it up in the microwave or in the oven, it needs to be heated to a particular temperature to kill the live bacteria. So when it goes through your mouth down to your digestive system can break down the food, as there is no bacteria and it won't cause any virus or infection or more infection to your stomach lining. So that's the reason why food has to be heated to the right temperature to avoid astronauts getting sick in space. Okay. This is an astronaut called Chris Hadfield. He is Canadian, which means he is from the country Canada. He has spent a lot of time on the International Space Station. That means he has lived for long periods of time on the International Space Station. But you might be thinking, what is the International Space Station? I don't know what that is. Well, behold, Morris class, this is the International Space Station. It is a large spacecraft in orbit around the Earth. So that means it's constantly orbiting the Earth, going around and around planet Earth. It serves as a home where crews of astronauts and cosmonauts, so that's Russian astronauts and cosmonauts live. The space station is also a unique science laboratory. Okay, now within our next few history lessons, we will be learning more in depth about the International Space Station and how the International Space Station has helped us learn about space. Okay, so we're going to stop there about the International Space Station for our science lesson, but we will continue in our history lesson, so stay tuned, Morris. Okay, in the description below, there is a link on this video. Okay, it's a video of Chris Hadfield, and he shows you what it is like making food on the ISS. It is titled Astronaut Chris Hadfield and Chef Tracy Desjardins Make a Space Burrito. If you are using a smart TV, this video is also within the playlist. So you just find the video that says Astronaut Chris Hadfield and Chef Tracy, and then you click on that one and you watch it. So pause the video here, Morris class. Go and watch this lovely video. You're going to love it because I sure loved it so much that I watched it twice. And when you come back, we'll have a quick recap of the video. So off you go, guys. See you in a bit. Okie dokie. Welcome back, Morris. Now let's recap the video. So talk to your partner from watching Chris Hadfield's video. What have you learned so far about food in space? What have you learned so far? Talk to your teddy. Okay, some really brilliant answers there. Let's go through them together. So we have learnt space food is packaged to be flat and not mixed. Okay, so the reason why space food is packaged flat is to maximize the space, okay, that the food can be put stacked on top of each other. Now, astronauts that live on the ISS can live on the space station, International Space Station, for up to 6 months. That is a really long time. That's 6 months worth of breakfast, lunches, and dinners. So they need to be able to make sure that they have enough food to last them for that long. So the food must be packaged flat to maximize space and to conserve space. Okay, the space food needs to be dried and not fresh so it can be preserved for a long time. Imagine a banana. If you don't eat the banana within a week, by week 2 and week 3, it starts to rot. So that means that it doesn't have very good preserving qualities. Preserving means that it stays in its original form and also contains the same nutrients. But over time, a banana will turn black and it will rot. So it's not very good to consume. Okay, so that's why fresh food is not taken onto the ISS as often. Okay, the food needs to be reheated or rehydrated to eat. So on the International Space Station, as you saw, Chris Hadfield, he had a burrito and he had some steak. So he reheated that steak to a certain temperature so it was safe for him to eat. Rehydrated means, for example, we have instant mash. When you put hot water into the instant mash and give it a good stir, it puffs up and becomes mash. Now, if you see the original form of the instant mash in the packet, it's like little flakes. So that is an example of rehydrated food. Okay, next, the space food needs to be easy, to prepare because of microgravity as it floats around everywhere. So did you see Chris Hadfield when he squeezed the beans to make it into a paste and then he put it very close to the burrito and then he squeezed it out? Because if he had did it from far away and he squeezed it out, all of the bean paste will be floating around in the air because of the microgravity. So you have to do it very, very close. Okie dokie. Now, your task, Morris class, is you are going to add one of these following items into your next shopping list. Now, please do ask your mummies and daddies for permission. I'm sure they will say yes. And then you are going to try some of these foods that are very, very similar to what astronauts take up to space. Here are some examples. We've got dried fruit, which I'm sure a lot of you already have in your house. Fruit winders, freeze-dried strawberries, or we've got some freeze-dried fruit crisps. Now, make sure you add one of these to your shopping list, and then once you have this item in front of you, what you are going to do is you are going to use your senses, your 5 senses, to experience what the food is like. So before you try it, you need to investigate. You need to think about what the packaging looks like. You need to think about what the food looks like. You need to feel the food, the texture of the food. Is it squishy? Is it hard? Is it slimy? Is it dry? Is it wet? You need to smell the food, and then finally you need to taste the food. Now, we are going to use each of our 5 senses step by step. Now, it says here that you could take a picture and put it onto tapestry, but what I would like you to do is once you have your food that you have ordered or you have gone and bought, your mummies and daddies have bought, I would like you to record yourself doing this, because otherwise your mummies and daddies will be taking a lot of pictures of you. So ask them to take a recording of you so they can record on their phone, tablet, whatever they use, and then you're going to, so I'll give you an example. I'll make myself a bit bigger. Oh, it's not getting bigger. Dun. There we go. I'm nice and big now. Okay. I'm just going to, this is Lego, it's Issa's Lego, but I'm just going to pretend this is a freeze-dried strawberry. So I'm going to look at the packaging. The packaging, nice and blue. Right, now I'm going to open and see what's inside. I've taken off the lid. Okay, now I'm taking out one strawberry. Oh, it's quite squishy and it's not wet, it's quite dry. I can feel it. I'm using my touch sense. Now I'm going to put it in my mouth. Chewy. I like that. What does it taste like? It tastes just like strawberries. Just like strawberries. I can taste that tangy, that sweet flavor in my mouth. Okay, now once you are, make sure that when you are actually experiencing all these things, you're saying it out loud. Otherwise, I'll just see a video of you going, hmm, I don't want to see that. Do I need to hear what you are saying? So please do make sure that that whatever you're thinking, you say it out loud. Okay, Morris, we have come to the end of our science lesson. I hope you have enjoyed learning about space food and how astronauts eat in space. We will go into further depth into space food in our history lesson as well. So until then, take care of yourselves, stay safe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, Morris!